So guys, this video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. Generally, I do a video where I go out fishing, I kind of show you guys all the action and stuff like that. But in today's video, I'm gonna do a little bit of two things. First, I'm gonna show you some fishing action, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the setups, the baits, the techniques, and how I was able to land those fish. One of my favorite things about YouTube is that it is an education resource for all of you. So everybody that comes on here and watches this video, I hope that by the time you're done watching this, that you'll be able to go out and you'll be able to catch some Green Bay walleyes just like the ones in this video, or maybe even some bigger ones. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Not gonna lie, guys, COVID absolutely kicked my butt. I was out of pocket for like 10 days, which is why you guys haven't seen any ice content from me whatsoever. But today we're out here in Green Bay and we're doing some fishing for walleyes. We're doing some jigging. And so we're gonna be trying a couple of different things. We've got some Tikka minnows from clam. We've got some plastics that we're gonna try. A couple of different things. So we'll see what they want. Hopefully they want something. River fishing can be weird, you know, and we're here in Pere. So river fishing can be weird. The fish can be finicky. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't. So we're set up here on a flat. We got some current rushing through. It's a little strong, but not too bad. So hopefully we'll be able to catch some fish. Stay tuned. There's one, guys, coming up right now. Right on me. There we go. Fish on. Finally, guys, we have marked so many fish today. Feels like a decent fish. He came up right away and smoked that Tikka minnow. Feels like a pretty heavy fish. Well, there's some head shakes. On, back up, Trev. Yep. Bring him up the hole here.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
There we go. There we go. That is a beautiful Green Bay walleye right there. Check that fish out, guys. That one's probably about 18 inches. Beauty. Look at that. Got that Tikka minnow right in his beak. Man, that thing came up, no hesitation, and just absolutely railed it. What a nice fish. Look at the belly on that. Just naturally healthy from being in here and having tons of forage on the Bay of Green Bay. Just a beautiful, beautiful fish, and hopefully that is one of many this afternoon. We just got out, got set up. It's about 2:30 now. So we got about 2.5 hours more of jigging, and hopefully we can get some more beautiful fish just like that one. Here we go, guys. I'll show you that. That's that Tikka minnow. This one is actually 1/8 ounce size, if you guys can see that there. That's the 1/8 ounce Tikka. But that one we're gonna keep. That's a good eater. Perfect eater size here out of the Bay of Green Bay. So we're gonna keep that one, bring that one home. Got more if you want to switch. All right. Crazy, it's another one. Just caught. Hey, calm down. All right, just caught another walleye. That one was on, it was kind of crazy. That was on 2-pound test on a plastic, on a plastic and a jig. So that's a nice fish. That one's probably about 17 inches, 16, 17 inches. Definitely another great eater to take home. That one is feisty. Calm down. That one is feisty. We're gonna put that one in the bucket, and then I'll show you what I caught it on. All right, guys, so you guys know normally I use Hog Pores plastics, but Hog Pores does not make a 1.5 inch minnow. So what I did is I asked my buddy Brad, who runs BAM Custom Plastics, and I had him pour me some 1.5 inch pearl white with silver flake. I figured it'd be a good minnow imitator, and so far it has proven to work. So we're gonna keep jigging with this and hopefully get some more fish. So let's jump right in and let's talk about the rods and reels that I was using for this trip. So let's start with the rods that I was using in this video. So we're gonna start with the one that is probably gonna stick out the most, and it's probably gonna be the weirdest to you for a walleye video. So if you take a look here, this is the JT Panhandler 30. Yes, this is a panfish rod. This is not a walleye rod. That being said, I'm gonna show you the bait here in a little bit and why I choose to use this rod for the specific technique that I am doing. So first, 30-inch JT Panhandler. Next, very typical walleye rod. This is the 34-inch JT Gold Digger. So the Gold Digger is known across the fishing industry to be a phenomenal walleye stick, and there's no doubt that in this video you will notice that as well. So very, very nice stick. Just gonna show you guys real quick. Look at that beautiful taper on that rod. So that taper, when you get those big walleye head shakes, that taper and that parabolic bend is what allows those fish to stay pinned. So that is the JT Gold Digger. Now, let's talk about the rod that is in between those two. This is the JT Shiver Stick, okay? I think this is probably one of the most underutilized JT rods in the JT Ice lineup. This rod is like your hybrid, okay? So it is in between a traditional walleye stick and a lighter panfish rod. This is what you see guys, you know, using for jumbo perch or smaller river walleyes. But not only does it work great for smaller fish, but it works great for finicky walleyes or lighter presentations. And again, we'll show you that bend. You can see that this one has a little bit of a lighter action as it comes through that taper of the rod. So that one there, that is our JT 32-inch Shiver Stick. Now, when it comes to the reels, guys, you really don't have to do anything too crazy or too special. I'm just using a 1000 size spinning reel. And I've got all different ones rigged up. I've got the Carbon X rigged up on the Gold Digger. I've got the Viper X rigged up on the Shiver Stick. So it doesn't really matter. Basically what you want is a 1000 size spinning reel, and you want that reel to have a nice smooth drag. And the reason that drag is such a big player is that when these big walleyes are fighting, you can hear that drag. When these big walleyes are fighting, you want that drag to be able to do its job and keep those walleyes pinned up as you're fighting them. So 1000 size reels are gonna be perfect for this technique. So we can't really talk technique unless we talk about baits. So we're gonna jump into the first one. Now, I'm not saying this is the be all end all, guys. You can use so many different baits for walleyes, but in this scenario, in this situation, with the current on the Fox River, this is what I have been using and I have found that is working well. So here you'll see in my hand, I have two different size baits. Now, both of these are the Tikka minnow by Clam. Now, a lot of guys will use a jigging wrap from Rapala, which is completely fine. What I have found and what I really like about these Tikka minnows is that they have that solid fin. It's metal all the way through, so you don't have to worry about that plastic fin breaking off. So I have found that these little Tikka minnows, and this one is a 5/16 ounce right there, and that one is a 1/8 ounce. And honestly, guys, I've been catching fish all the way through the spectrum. So from the bigger size here to that smaller 1/8 ounce size there. So both sizes are going to work. I'll throw this one, this heavier 5/16, that'll go on that Gold Digger. And then that little guy right there will go on my Shiver Stick. Again, a little bit more of a finesse presentation, a little bit of a lighter presentation. So that's the first lure that I've been doing well on. Now, this next one is probably, again, gonna catch you a little bit by surprise. This one is actually a 1.5 inch plastic minnow. So typically you guys hear me talk a lot about Hog Pores plastics. They make the best ice plastics I've used. I've actually crushed fish. But Hog Pores does not yet make a 1.5 inch or a 2 inch minnow. So I hit my buddy Brad up, who is actually part of the Piscifun Pro staff, and he does BAM custom tackle, and he pours these 1.5 inch minnows. So I hit Brad up and I said, hey dude, pour me a silver flake white pearl 1.5 inch minnow. And that bait right there has caught me some really, really nice fish so far. I know it seems like a very finesse presentation, and that it is. I'm even using light line, 2 to 4 pound test, but that little minnow right there on a, maybe that's an 1/8 ounce jig head, tungsten head, and that tungsten sits really well in that current. But when those fish get finicky, or even when they're hungry, that little minnow can catch them up big time. Now, last but not least, one more thing that I wanted to touch on is when you're going out and you're fishing for cold weather walleyes in the wintertime, you want some kind of a braid that is able to shed water, okay? Because if you're using a typical braid, that braid is going to get super wet and it's gonna end up freezing to your spool. Your drag isn't gonna work right. It's just not gonna be a good deal. So what you wanna do is, you'll see I have this white braid. So either get like an 8 carrier, like an Elite 8 carrier braid, or a nanofill, something that has that coating on there that sheds the water very well in cold weather. That is definitely going to help you with those fish. And the reason I go with braid is because braid to fluoro allows you to get a better hook set when you set the hook into those walleyes. That braid has no stretch, and then that fluoro, obviously that nice clear leader is a good thing. And you'll notice here I've actually got a swivel combining the two. You can do a uni knot, but the nice thing about the swivel is when you're jigging in river current is that swivel will allow you to avoid some of that line twist. So that's the line that I recommend when you're out here fishing in Green Bay on the Fox. Well guys, that is a wrap for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the fishing footage, and more than that, I hope that you enjoyed the fishing tips. I hope now that you feel confident enough to go out, take some of these tactics that I've taught you, and go out there and catch some of those Green Bay walleyes. If you guys like the channel, go down below, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. The notification bell basically notifies you anytime that we drop a video. So if we do a giveaway or a new fishing video or anything like that, you will catch that email and you'll be able to jump on and be one of the first to view or one of the first to enter a giveaway. So make sure you guys check that out. Also, go down below, let me know what your biggest walleye ever through the ice is. I'm very curious to hear how many of you have tried walleye through the ice and what the biggest one you've caught is. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you watching the video, and we'll see you guys on the next one.